The weight of rain. Rain doesn't just fall, it whispers secrets you're not ready to hear. On a chilly October evening in Michigan, the drizzle tapped against my kitchen window like a code I couldn't crack. I stood over a simmering pot of chili, the steam curling up, blending with the scent of onions and regret. Outside, the oak leaves twirled to the ground, each one a quiet surrender, much like the years I'd let slip away. The clock on the wall ticked past 6:30 p.m., each second a reminder of Nathan's absence. My daughter, Lily, sat at the dining table, her crayon scratching out a rainbow on scrap paper. At 7, she had her father's sharp cheekbones and my restless heart, her eyes darting to the door every few minutes. In the next room, 4-year-old Ethan sprawled on the rug, building a lopsided tower with wooden blocks, humming a tune only he understood. Their hope hung heavy in the air, a weight I carried alone. Nathan had promised to be home by 6. After 14 years of marriage, I knew better than to hold my breath. His auto shop always had a crisis, a broken engine, a late client, or just his need to drive aimlessly before facing us. I'd stopped checking my phone for his texts, stopped peering out the window for his headlights. The anticipation had hardened into a dull ache, a routine as familiar as the rain. But tonight, something felt sharper, like a blade pressed against my ribs. At 6:47, the front door creaked open. My heart flickered, a stupid spark of hope, but Nathan's boots didn't turn toward the kitchen. They thudded straight through to the back door, toward the shed, his refuge of oil and solitude. No greeting, no glance at the kids, just the scent of damp denim and motor grease trailing behind him as the door slammed shut. I stirred the chili, my hand trembling. Lily looked up. "Is Daddy eating with us?" I forced a smile. "Soon, sweetheart." But I didn't believe it. The shed was his fortress, a place where he tinkered with carburetors and escaped the life we'd built. I wasn't allowed in there, not really. 20 minutes later, headlights swept across the driveway. My stomach knotted as I recognized Diane's rusted blue SUV. Nathan's mother never called ahead, always arriving with a purpose and a smirk. Behind her trailed Paul, Nathan's old high school buddy, a quiet man who faded into the background but shared Nathan's love for engines. They didn't come inside. They marched straight to the shed, Diane's heels clicking with authority, Paul's hands stuffed in his jacket. I watched from the window, clutching a wooden spoon, as the shed door closed behind them. 3 people, not one of them acknowledging the family waiting inside. The chili thickened, its scent turning heavy, like my thoughts. Lily finished her drawing, Ethan's tower collapsed, and he giggled. I couldn't shake the chill in my gut. After half an hour, I ladled chili into a bowl, grabbed a coat, and stepped into the rain. The shed's light glowed through the crack in the door. I meant to call out, to play the good wife with a casual "dinner's ready." But then I heard Diane's voice, sharp and slicing. "Nathan, don't pretend you don't see it. She's not the woman you married. Look at her, dumpy, always in those ratty hoodies, shuffling around like she's already given up." My breath caught. The bowl burned my hands, but I couldn't move. Nathan's voice came next, low, tired. "Mom, stop. It's not like that." But there was no fire in his words, no defense. Diane laughed, cold as the rain. "You know I'm right. She's let herself go. The house is a wreck, the kids are wild. What does she even do all day? And Lily's still got that speech delay, does she even care?" I waited for Nathan to snap back, to stand up for me. Instead, he sighed. "Sometimes I wonder if I should have chosen differently. Maybe I settled." The word settled hit like a stone through glass. I stumbled back, the bowl slipping to the grass. Settled. 14 years, 2 kids, endless nights of soothing fevers and scrubbing dishes, and I was a choice he regretted. Diane's voice cut through again. "Remember Claire from the parts store? Sharp, put together. A woman like that wouldn't let herself fall apart." Nathan chuckled, bitter. "Claire's got a husband, Mom." Diane's reply was venom. "A real man would have fought for her. Not stayed with someone who looks like that. That." The word broke me. I backed away, rain mixing with the tears I refused to let fall. Inside, I moved through dinner like a ghost, serving chili, cutting Ethan's cornbread, nodding as Lily chattered about school. My smile was a mask, my heart a bruise. That night, in bed, Nathan slept soundly beside me, oblivious to the chasm between us. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment I'd shrunk myself to fit his life. The way he'd stopped touching me, stopped seeing me. I wasn't his wife anymore, just a fixture, like the creaky porch swing he never fixed. The next morning, Diane appeared again, this time with a tray of muffins and her usual fake warmth. "Clara, dear, you look exhausted," she said, her eyes sweeping over the cluttered counter. "Have you thought about a gym membership? Men notice these things." I poured coffee, my hand steady despite the storm inside. "Did Nathan say something?" Her smile faltered. "Oh, honey, I just notice things. I'm his mother." I set the mug down. "Last night, in the shed. I heard you. Both of you." Her face hardened, but I didn't flinch. "I know what you think of me. And I know he agrees." She left without a word, the muffins untouched. Later, I called my sister, Jenna, who lived an hour away. Her voice was a lifeline, pulling me from the wreckage. "You are not what they say," she insisted. "You're not invisible." I cried then, the kind of sobs that leave you hollow but lighter. She reminded me of the woman I'd been, vibrant, fierce, before I'd let marriage dim my edges. That evening, I faced Nathan in the living room. The TV droned, but his eyes were on me, wary. "I heard you last night," I said. "You called me a mistake." He shifted, defensive. "You shouldn't have been listening." My voice didn't waver. "You shouldn't have said it." He stood, pacing. "I was venting, Clara. You're blowing this out of proportion." I stepped closer. "I'm not your punching bag. I'm the one who keeps this family running while you hide in your shed. And I'm done." Diane appeared, uninvited as always, her voice dripping with disdain. "This is childish, Clara. Stop making a scene." I turned to Nathan. "Are you going to let her talk to me like that?" He looked away. That was my answer. "I'm leaving," I said, calm and final. Diane scoffed, but I walked upstairs, packed a bag, and woke the kids. We drove to my parents' house in the pre-dawn rain. My mom's arms were a sanctuary, my dad's quiet wisdom a balm. "You're enough," he said, and I clung to those words. A week later, Nathan showed up, disheveled, pleading. "I messed up," he said. "Come home." I looked at him, the man I'd loved, and felt only clarity. That house isn't my home anymore. I'm done disappearing. I turned back to my parents' porch, where Lily and Ethan's laughter echoed from inside. The rain had stopped, and the air felt new. I didn't have all the answers, but I had myself again. And that was enough.